Today we are going to tell a story about
the Hidden One.
A long time ago, in a village by a lake, there lived a great hunter who was invisible. He was called the Hidden One. Any young woman who could see him would become his wife.
Many young women visited his tent. Each was tested by the hunter's sister, the patient one. Many years passed and none succeeded.
In the same village lived two sisters who had lost their mother. The younger sister had a good heart, but the older sister was jealous and evil.
While their father was out hunting, the older sister would torture the younger one, holding her down and burning her arms and face. Then she would say,
"Don't you dare tell anyone, or next time will be worse."
After a while, she had so many scars. She was called Little Scarface. She lost her long hair too when her sister cut it off.
And she had to go barefoot and wear dirty clothes because her sister would not allow her any animal skins to make shoes or new clothes.
One day, the older sister put on her finest clothes and asked Little Scarface,
Do you know what I'm going?
"I'm going to marry the Hidden One. Of course, that's something you could never dream of."
Little Scarface bowed her head after she left.
Am I good for nothing? Am I as worthless as my sister says?
When the older sister reached the tent at the village edge, she was greeted by the sister of the hunter. The patient one told her,
You are welcome. My brother will return soon from the hunt.
The two of them waited a while till the sun was nearly down. Then the patient one led the young woman to a lake.
She pointed along the shore.
My brother is coming. Do you see him?
The young woman saw no one, but she chose to pretend.
Of course, there he is.
the eyes of the patient one narrowed.
And what is around his shoulder?
A piece of cloth,
said the young woman, thinking it was a safe guess.
The patient one shook her head.
Let's return to the tents.
On the way back, a deep voice appeared.
Greetings, my sister.
The young woman jumped in surprise.
She stared at the entrance, but saw no one.
Greetings, my brother.
As the young woman watched with wide eyes, a shoe appeared in midair and dropped to the floor, followed by another.
A moment later, bits of food were rising from a tray near the fire and vanishing into an invisible mouth.
The young woman turned to the patient one.
When will our wedding take place?
What wedding? Do you think my brother will marry a liar and a fool?
The young woman ran crying from the tent.
All the next morning, she stayed in bed, weeping and sobbing.
Then, Little Scarface came to her.
Sister, let me have skins to make shoes and new clothes. It is my turn to visit the Hidden One.
How dare you! The sister jumped up and slapped Little Scarface, knocking her to the floor.
Ouch! What are you doing?
Are you so stupid to think you can do what I couldn't? Even if you saw him, do you think he'd marry a pathetic thing like you?
She sank back in her bed in tears.
Little Scarface sat huddled for a long time, listening to her sister howl and sob. Then she rose and said again,
It is my turn to visit the Hidden One.
Her sister stopped crying and stared in amazement.
Little Scarface made her own beautiful shoes and clothes, then walked until she reached the tent at the village edge.
The patient one greeted the young woman with surprise, but told her,
You are welcome.
Little Scarface waited until the sun was nearly down. The patient one led her to the lake. She told her,
My brother is coming. Do you see him?
Little Scarface gazed along the shore.
I'm not sure.
Then her eyes lit in wonder.
Yes, I see him.
The patient one looked at her curiously.
What is around his shoulder? It is the rainbow.
The patient one's eyes grew wide.
And around his waist, it is the Milky Way.
The patient one smiled.
Let us return.
When they reached the tent, the patient one washed little Scarface with water from a special jar.
The young woman's scars disappeared, leaving her skin shining and smooth.
A magic comb made the young woman's hair grow quickly to her waist.
Then, the patient one took out a beautiful wedding outfit. Little Scarface had just put it on when the deep voice said,
Greetings, my sister.
Little Scarface turned and stared at the magnificent young hunter.
As their eyes met, she saw the surprise in his.
Greetings, my brother. You have been seen.
The hidden one walked over to little Scarface and took her hands in his.
For years, I have waited to find a woman of pure heart and brave spirit. And now, you shall be my wife.
I'm honored to be your wife.
So, they were married.
And from then on, little Scarface had a new name.
The lovely one.
For she too had been hidden.
And now was hidden no more.
The end.
1, 2, 3.
Thank you for listening.
6分29秒。